Let's face it, the best builds in Armored Core 6 have always been the ones that either prioritize ranged pressure or close-range combat. Never both. Unless you're running dual Zimmermans, of course, then you're just a Swiss Army knife on steroids. However, I'm talking about making a build that effortlessly combines the values of ranged pressure, close-range combat, and speed. To do this, you need a build that has synergy in the loadout and frame to combine these features without sacrificing one or the other. And I've done just that. Wait a sec. Jehuti, like Zone of the Enders. Please tell me I'm right. The paint job does not give me that impression, but the frame and loadout do. Could also be the lighting of the map not doing it justice. At the same time, I'm sure my opponents today are going to look at my build and automatically assume I'm using a kite, which I could use to my advantage. The art of deception is a powerful tool, even in Armored Core 6. Rest assured though, this is not a kite build. Does it have kiting capability? Sure, but unlike kites, that is not the only win condition. I gotta play carefully to avoid those shields. How did that not hit your own shield, given the angle? Like, how did that first blade wave hit when it was nowhere near me? Alright, netcode shows a side today. Noted. Have to keep that one in mind, too. Wow, you are committed to the charged attacks. I like it. Now, how will you deal with this? Okay, I did not expect you to have assault armor. Whew, that was anyone's round. That's what I love to see. Now I'm really curious, is that a Jehuti build? Like, from Zone of the Enders, I mean, or is it just a namesake? Either way, it is pretty cool. And ever since I did that Zone of the Enders 2 playthrough on the channel, man, I've gotten withdrawal symptoms about hoping for a third entry. Like, come on. There needs to be a third game. I've accepted for a long time now that we're not going to get it, but after just revisiting it, I want it now more than ever. Okay, so you are playing around positioning with those shields. That's gonna be... I thought for sure I was gonna jump over that. I held my breath in anticipation, but... Alright, I guess your blade waves are on point. Can't be too mad. Ooh, come on, come on. Before you get the assault armor off, let's go. I popped mine. Just... as a precaution. GG's. I hope you didn't take insult to that, because that was a very fun match. Don't tell me. Newest new Neo evil statue. I'm joking, mostly, but this build is very reminiscent of that. Also, speaking of names, I could not have picked a better name for my build, because not only in terms of functionality, it could technically pass as a Vesper build, on top of a custom build, and a Schneider build even, because yes, I am using the paint job from that build showcase where I was talking about that model kit that got announced. It's just too clean not to use, giving me AC4 White Glint vibes. RIP Joshua. No, I thought I was gonna reach. I should have melee cancelled. I relied too much on the sure factor of RJ's Impulse Blade. They never see the assault armor coming. There's a reason for that. Like always, end of the video, I go into a deep dive with the build breakdown. Everything has a purpose here. Oh man, I so want to get in close, but I know those handguns. That was perfect timing with the plasma missiles, I should say, landing, because I was not sure if they were going to stagger me first or if those laser drones were going to chip away at me. Either way, it would have been a lose-lose. Also, if they hit me with the slicer, it's a guaranteed win for them, but I'm less worried about that than those laser drones, because I seriously have to dance around them. Case in point here. And of course, they fully charge them, which is terrifying. Okay, double stagger. Oh, okay, I'm glad I didn't charge the laser drones. I would have been melted in 3 seconds. Ooh, they're playing a lot more aggressive. I think they're tilted after that first round, and I don't blame them. They're having a really hard time trying to hit me with their main weapons. The drones are doing a lot of the work, though. Nah, get out of here with that. You didn't learn from the first round, did you? Oh man, they stopped charging it. Ooh, yeah, that was smart. They stopped charging their laser drones, and it worked in their favor. As soon as I got staggered, they just converged in delta formation and started chipping away at me. Nicely done. Well, this is it. This is for everything. I'm super nimble to deal with the handguns. Again, the laser drones. Did you charge or uncharge? I charged them. So that's your play. You're going in charged and then using the uncharged ones for chip, which is technically the way to do it anyway. But probably more reliable in this scenario. Oh, I wasted my assault armor. But I'm gonna make you waste your pulse armor. Oh man, it's coming down to the wire. If I was not able to be as evasive as I am, I would have been staggered like 30 seconds ago. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why you never, ever underestimate uncharged laser drones. They completely blindsided me that time. Well played. Midway build with LRA, Ludlow, Aurora, and I'm guessing a shield or melee. If it is a shield, why do you have the LRA on the right arm, though? Kind of contradicts the whole build philosophy you see everywhere nowadays with the WLT Ludlow combo running around. Oh, and speaking of that, I am tempted to swap the Ron Setsu to the left arm and Etsugen vice versa at one point. I don't know if it'll make a difference, but part of me wants to. Could also just be a placebo effect. Oh, you looked like you were stuck. There is no way you recovered so easily. And you're kiting now, because of course you are. Well, it's a good thing I can technically out-kite you. But where's the fun in that? When I could just break your shield, if at all possible. I'm in the optimal range for them to hit me with their Auroras, though. But it didn't matter. That was close, but it still didn't matter. Whew. Yeah, that's... One thing that's simply annoying, though, is like... You saw in the beginning they were a little bit more aggressive, but as soon as they saw I was keeping up with them in the health lead, they're like, nah, I gotta bounce right now. Viable strategy. Again, never been the argument when it comes to kiting. But it's hilarious how the go-to is let me not interact with my opponent to ensure that I win. But you face the wrong build to deal with that. I tried to end in style. Oh well, I mean I have such a huge health lead. And see, they don't capitalize on that because they're so far away. I might as well just kite them at this point. But you know me, I'm not gonna do that when I could just melee you. Aw, man, that was close. Watch me lose now. Okay, thankfully that wasn't the case. GG's. Your kiting strategy wasn't foolproof. Wow, I was close. I just realized. Damn! Ooh, I fought you earlier. Hold up, you had Chief's Emblem from AC5? Respect. I don't know how I didn't catch that the first go around. I've never seen anyone in this game sport his emblem. Granted, some emblems are more difficult to recreate than others, and personally I never really got around to trying to recreate his emblem, but cool to see someone did it. One of the best villains in the Armored Core series by far. I don't care what people say about Gen 5, the villains in that generation of games were just top tier. There is zero room for error in this matchup. I don't know how I forgot about the assault armor. I don't know how I forgot! I was a goner there. I was going to be obliterated. Lightweight recovery coming in clutch. And I can float like a butterfly, but sting like a bee. Muhammad Ali style. That is the winning strategy against this behemoth of a build. Whew, and I've fought other quad grenade builds in the past. Tank ones too, but they were usually like grenade launcher swaps. But this is dual earshots and dizzies. Yeah, definitely with that blast radius. So the two best grenade launchers in the game. Yeah, I cannot afford to get hit more than... Wow, I'm already down to half. And I only got hit, what, twice? No, 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 not this time. Gotta hit you in the blind spot. Oh, I'm so glad the kick finished it. It's always nerve-wracking fighting something so heavy when you are so light. GG's again, though. Ooh, I fought this build a few days ago. Very annoying to deal with all those missiles. And the Pulse Blade, which is their only out to close range. Don't get me wrong, the missiles are great, but for mid to long range pressure. So I am going to have to exploit that by getting in close and personal and avoid their missiles, which luckily I'm built for. The Javelin Beta is the only thing that's going to give me, I think, the most amount of trouble. Oh wait, I could just do that. Never mind. So yeah, their missiles are not going to be much of a threat here. And I'm not just trying to sound mean about it. I'm just being honest because I'm so nimble. See, even the kicks, they can't land on their RJ legs. So again, you see a build like this, you got to exploit the weakness, which is close range combat. If I remember right, you had terminal armor. Yup, you have TA. So, you know what? I'm not going to run. Why would I? One shot, all it's going to take. Oh, I wanted so much to go in for the Pulse Blade win. Yeah, as long as I'm up close, I can maintain stagger buildup and avoid their missiles while they are basically forced to use their Pulse Blade. And it's certainly difficult. Again, with as nimble as I am, it ain't gonna be easy. Who needs a shield when you can simply go Ultra Instinct and dodge everything they throw at you? Not to say I could let my guard down. If they stun me once with a kick or a charged Pulse Blade, I'm a sitting duck long enough for those missiles to land. Wow, well played on the timing of those. Couldn't capitalize on it, but still, I'm not even mad. Yeah, you see, they're going for that strat. They need to stun me long enough. Oh, you didn't have the missiles deployed, though. That was just poor timing, but good execution. Let me trigger your expansion, and now all I gotta do is wait it out. That Javelin Beta almost cost me everything. I can't believe I dodged into its trajectory. Whew, that almost turned the whole thing around. Now there's somebody I haven't faced in like 84 years in Armored Core 6, double melee build 2. Also, what happened to all the double melee builds? I've rarely encountered them in A rank. It's bizarre. This season especially. Also, I did swap the Ransetsu to the left arm. Not sure if it's going to make a difference in terms of performance, but if nothing else, my right trigger finger is going to appreciate the break of just constantly tapping away to fire that thing. Cannot get insta-staggered by that Zimmerman no matter what. Come on, finish it. Oh, not quite, but close. And I have the surprise factor when it comes to my expansion. I'm going to definitely take advantage of that. Because so many times I see people, I don't know if they try to flex, but they deliberately use their expansion at the end of the first round that they win. And whenever I see that, I'm like, okay, now I have one less thing to worry about because I know how to play around it. If you have it as a surprise factor, do so for as long as possible. It'll definitely keep your opponent on guard. Oh, that was a bad place to get stuck in. Can this be it? Nope. Good thing I got my expansion, though. GG's. I wish I ran into more double melee. Seriously, I know they're out there, but I've rarely seen them this season. Wild. Where to begin? So from top to bottom, Ransetsu RF pairs extremely well with Etsujin at both close to long-range engagements with minimal recoil. You might get better mileage with Harris plus Ludlow or Harris plus Ransetsu, but then you have to make some sort of a compromise, which this build has no intention of doing. Then the plasma missiles are fantastic at ranged stagger buildup. Pulse Blade, because if you're not aware, the RJ legs allow you to land both swings without having to pause in between, which is a big deal. Frame-wise, I wanted this to be a lightweight because the internals are the secret sauce. Grade Walker plus Yaba is so good, and you can only take full advantage of that with something that is this light. Yes, some heavier ACs can pull it off too, but they will never match this level of aerial maneuverability. Assault Armor because, as you saw, you really didn't need Pulse Armor, and it's great for the surprise factor. You could switch to it if you want to, but it really didn't feel necessary, just like the Basho arms. Sure, you could also equip that to maximize melee damage, but wasn't really required. Plus, it looks like an eyesore on this. If you enjoyed this, please be sure to like the video, hype it if you can, leave a comment, and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Till next time, take care.